From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. China will suspend some tariffs on Canadian agricultural goods after a recent visit by Prime Minister Mark Carney.
The country's finance ministry says 100% tariffs on canola meal and peas and a 25% levy on lobster and crab will not be imposed. A statement says this will take effect March the 1st and continue through to the end of the year. However, the announcement makes no mention of tariffs on canola seed. Carney met earlier this year with Chinese President Xi Jinping in a visit that saw the leaders ink a deal on electric vehicles and canola. Lisa Laporte, the Canadian Press.
Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe hopes the Prime Minister's current visit to India helps his province's pea farmers. India introduced a 30% tariff on pea imports last year, and that sent Canadian exports of peas and lentils to India plummeting. Moe has joined the Prime Minister on his current 4-day visit to India. BC Premier David Eby is crediting OpenAI for coming clean, but he says it made a colossal mistake in its handling of the Tumbler Ridge mass shooter. The company revealed yesterday the shooter had been banned from its ChatGPT chatbot, but managed to evade the ban and set up a second account. Eby has previously been sharply critical of OpenAI and had hinted at a public inquiry into the case.
I want to recognize that OpenAI did come forward. They did bring the information forward to police. They didn't try to cover it up after the fact, but this was a colossal, horrific mistake, I guess is the most generous interpretation I can offer.
OpenAI flagged the shooter's ChatGPT account internally, but it was not reported to authorities until after the shooting. Statistics Canada says Canada's economy shrank 0.6% in the fourth quarter of last year as businesses were selling more than they were producing. But RBC economist Nathan Jansen says the report's details are more encouraging than the headline figure suggests, since it showed rising spending demand. He says that could push growth higher in future quarters. The Canadian Pediatric Society wants doctors to screen all children between the ages of 2 and 10 for high cholesterol. A genetic condition in about 1 in 300 people causes high cholesterol. Pediatric cardiologist Dr. Michael Coury says starting medication as early as age 8 can prevent cardiovascular disease in those kids when they grow up.
Cardiovascular disease is driven by something called atherosclerosis, or the plaque buildup in our coronary arteries, which feed our heart, and our carotid arteries, which feed our brain, which results in strokes. And atherosclerosis is not an adult problem. It's a lifelong problem, and it starts in childhood.
But the Pediatric Society says medication should be accompanied by a healthy diet and exercise. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Winnipeg Jets are in Anaheim tonight, taking on the Ducks in NHL action. Star goalie Connor Hellebuyck is expected to play for the Jets. It'll be his first NHL action since helping the U.S. win gold at the Olympics. The Montana's Brier is getting underway in St. John's. It'll be an emotional Canadian men's curling championship for St. John's native Brad Gushue. He's retiring after this season. A Blue Jays comeback fell short in a 6-5 spring training loss today to the Tampa Bay Rays in Port Charlotte, Florida. Toronto falls to 1-5 this spring. Para-hockey captain Tyler McGregor and para-Nordic skiing star Natalie Wilkie will be Canada's flag bearers for the opening ceremony for the Milan Cortina Paralympic Games. McGregor calls it an honor and a surprise.
It was shocking, I think, to both of us. We were chatting about that yesterday, but we were so pleased to receive that call.
McGregor is a 4-time Paralympian, while Wilkie has 7 Paralympic medals. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.